Wendy, are you there?
Hi, yes I am.
Rachel, can you hear me?
I can, yes. Hi, Wendy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wish the reunion was under better circumstances, ladies.
I know, we need to have a nice one.
Yeah.
We'll have to plan that, girls.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Sonia, I'm so sorry, because I can feel, like, your sadness is huge. Coming through strong. And Solar's here now. He said she's definitely been very, very sad, but she's just as beautiful as ever. If it makes you tell her that. And
Yeah, tell him he gave me some wrinkles. I've never had crow's feet, and I cry so much I have wrinkles again.
He hasn't noticed that at all. He certainly didn't mean to cause you any wrinkles, he's saying. He's saying that, he said it's been really tough for you, especially the last couple of days, he's saying.
Yeah.
You've been really, really going through it, and he said you're actually doing really good. And he said it's almost like you're feeling guilty, that things are starting to get a little bit better, and you shouldn't. He's still around you, and he heard you, like, you were kind of losing it and getting upset with him.
Yeah.
And he heard you. He was there, and he was, like, apologizing. He's like, tell her I was saying I'm so sorry. I am here. I'm listening, baby. He's like, I'm listening. He said, I keep telling her over and over and over. And he said, it's almost like how it is when she would talk to me, like talking to a wall. He's like, now it's reverse. And he's like, I'm over there, like, doing everything I can to let you know I'm here. And he's like, it's okay for you to move forward. It's okay for you to be happy. He's like, something made you laugh, and then you almost cried because you laughed. And that's not okay. Because he's like, the best thing about you is your personality and how you were always so bubbly. And that's you. Like, he wants you to be you again.
I don't know who I am without none of the kids. I don't know who I am.
He said you're an amazing, brilliant, talented woman that has her whole rest of her life ahead of her, and she has a lot of love to give. And you're going to get through this. He said, it's not your fault that I was such a shit show. He said, I just kind of just screwed everything up every step of the way. And he said, this time around, you're going to have someone that won't screw anything up. He's like, and you'll still miss me, but he said, it will be better. Like he said, you're finally going to get someone that is more deserving of you, because he didn't deserve you. He did so many things that weren't kind, and that, he put you through it. And he said, it's almost like you're missing my bad behavior. And he's like, that's not right. He's like, if anything, you should be like, yes, he's out of my life. But he's like, I know you don't feel that way. He said, but like, you should be like happy that like you're moving forward, and you're going to have people that won't lie to you like I did. He said that, he didn't ever want to make anybody upset, so he did. He lied way too much. And he said, now it's like it sucks because everything's all out now. It's like, and the one person that could make it better is me, and I'm not there to fix anything. And he's like, the kids are doing okay, and they do miss you. He said that they had a rough time without you at first. He said, but they're starting to really come into their own again, and they're starting to adjust a bit. He's like, let's face it. He said, we both know who the better mom was, and it was by far you. You were so reliable and dependable, and whatever you said, like if you gave your word, you kept it. And he's like, that's one of the things that he really appreciated about you. He's like, but you got to promise me you're going to start to see some joy and some good stuff. He's like, he said, for so long, like, you did everything you could to make me happy. Like, you made me your world. And he's like, you can't do that. You have to have your own world and bring somebody into it where you still can be independent and still do things without the person you're with. That's why it's so hard for you right now, just because you made everything about me and the kids. You didn't have a life. That's why you don't know who you are. And
I was hoping he was... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. He's saying that you were always adding so much joy and happiness to their life. And he's like, and all we did was cause you pain. He's like, I feel bad that's how it went. That's how it went down.
I was hoping eventually it would be my turn and he would see me once the kids were raised.
He said that he definitely sees you now. He said he didn't realize what he had. He had an amazing, talented, and beautiful, kind woman that literally was self-sacrificing every day. And he's like, and that's the thing. He said, that's not how it should be. He said, I know that you were willing to do that. He said, but you should never do that again, because he said that was just too much. You gave too much. And he's like, it's just a testament to how beautiful your soul is. He said, the only one that really truly got hurt was you.
You know, I've learned that lesson. I'm never going to put anyone first again.
Well, you certainly can. He's just saying, don't do it like 100% ahead of you, because you got to put you first. Because like right now, you're not okay because you're not used to putting you first. And anytime you put yourself first, you're like thinking, well, like you're thinking of everybody else. Like, what are they needing something? What are they lacking? And they're not lacking anything. They're lacking the amazing you and your energy and your love. But they are being taken care of. He's been popping in on them, and he's like, he said that you've been really sad about it, and he's talking about like you were thinking of like how you're not going to be there for birthdays and like special occasions and stuff, and like how he's like, he will get in touch with them down the road. He says it's going to take some time, and he says you will reconnect.
They're just quiet. They don't ever call me or message me.
Yeah, they don't know what to say or what to do. You know, they've been told so many different things. They don't know who to believe.
You know, it's a hard part. People see that Solar we're not even friends on Facebook. He blocks me.
Yeah.
I've found so many people that he told that he hated me, that he wasn't with me. He never even introduced me as his girlfriend. People didn't even know I was his girlfriend. People that he hid me, like he was embarrassed of me. So it doesn't make sense why everybody believes the lies.
Yeah. He said that he shouldn't have done that, and he's so sorry. He said, he said, I was just thinking of myself. And he said that, it wasn't cool, but that's exactly what he was doing. He didn't want to put it out there, because every relationship he had failed, and he felt like putting it out there publicly would like make it taboo. And he's saying like, and also too, I wasn't sure like what I wanted, and that's why he hid things. He said that, but like he was with you, you and him know the truth.
Sometimes I don't think I know the truth, as he hid me and I didn't exist. I don't exist in his world, on any picture, on any social media platform, with any family. If you ask them, I wasn't. His family would never even think that he cared about me. There's
He definitely did. He definitely cared about you, and he said that he's so sorry. If he could fix that in a heartbeat, he would. Especially now that he sees, like, because when you passed, you have your life review, and he sees everything that he put you through. He said, like, he said, I did so many horrific things. I just started fights when I wanted to go do whatever I wanted on purpose. And he said, I just, in many ways, was unkind and kind of used you. That kind of, he's like, I did, and I shouldn't have, because, like, I really did appreciate you. He said that he was trying to figure out what he was going to do, like, for the future moving forward. And so he was not having anybody know about you for that reason, because he didn't know what he wanted. He just knew that every relationship didn't work, and then most likely, why bother posting all that shit? Because then you just got to explain to everybody.
Am I the only one he ever cheated on?
No, he cheated on everybody. Everybody. Like, even the people that he cheated on, you or somebody else would, he cheated on them too. Like, he was just like, like a bit of a man whore. Like, he was sleeping with everything that he could as long as it gave him something. And that wasn't okay. That's what he was doing.
Why did he let his kids know? They knew about Kelly. Kelly reached out to me and told me that the kids knew, and he told them to lie.
Yeah.
I'm using Bixby Tech.
Sorry, phone just is getting weird. He said that he did tell them to lie. He said I was terrible. He said I lied about so many things, and he's like, all I can do at this point is just tell you how very sorry I am that I really did love you. I said, there's times that I really didn't feel like I could love anybody, but I did love you. It's just that you weren't who I saw myself with. Like, I was trying to portray an image, and that's why he did so many shitty things. He can't. There's too many to even list. Like, it would take days to tell you all the things that I did that were horrible. And he's like, and I don't want to hurt you more. He's like, I just want you to know that, like, in my heart, I did love you. I know that that's hard to believe, and he understands if you can't accept that or believe that. So that's why I think you're having such a hard time moving forward, just because it's not that you don't know who you are, you just don't know what you were. And that's the hard part, because everybody has a contradicting story to yours. And it's like you know what I mean? Like, you're telling the truth and no one's believing you. And he's just saying, for that, I am so sorry. He's like, you didn't deserve that. He said, you dropped everything. You gave up everything to be there for us. And he said, and all I did was shit all over you.
Did his mom and daughter know that he was cheating on me?
They do.
I still forgive him, and I love him. And I hope he's at peace.
Saying thank you. I love you too so much. She said, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry.
I need to know if the people that are in my life I can trust. Charlie reached out to me and has been working with me. I've been doing stuff up for loans for him. He's helping me with Rachel's loan and Chris's loan. I need to know if there's anything wrong going on, illegal scams. I just need to know that I can trust him.
He said that Charlie kind of walks a gray line on everything that he does. He said, I proceed with caution. He'll tell you what you want to hear, but when it comes to actually what happens, it's not always in alignment. He says you just got to use caution. Sometimes everything goes perfect, other times it blows up. But like he said, overall he liked the guy because he would always he was always willing to take a risk when nobody else would.
Is he going to finish Rachel's loan?
So they're saying yes, he will.
Do you know when that's going to happen?
He's saying in February, around the middle of February.
Can you tell me if I can trust Chris? Because I have a feeling that Solar and Chris were doing drugs together, and that Chris is lying to me.
Chris is lying to everybody, including himself. He said, with him, you always got to take what he says with a grain of salt, because seeing is believing when it comes to him. And he did do drugs with him. He said he's not a bad person. It's just that when he doesn't follow through, it's because he's not really there. He's, high or kind of out of his mind a bit at times.
Is he the one that introduced Solar to crystal meth?
Yes.
Did Solar have anything to do with his girlfriend's death?
No.
Should I not involve myself at all with Chris? Is he bad news? I am helping with 3 of his loans. The one that his mom's name's on, I still need to know if that's going to be taken care of.
He said it is going to be taken care of. He said it's just you need to understand these guys are not like normal business guys. They do stuff, a lot of stuff off books. They do it more on the like a shadier side of things, but they usually get the shit done. That's the only reason why I tolerated both of them. And well, Chris was for the drugs, but they usually can get something done when nobody else can, because like he was tired of everybody always saying no. And these guys usually would have connections to make something work. Was it on the up and up? No, 9 times out of 10, no. But it usually worked out okay. So he just was like, he said I would go ahead and keep working with him, but just don't. He said just you have to follow through, because like you can't like wait for him.
Yeah, he hasn't paid me on anything. So he asked me to do things for him, sign his name. He'll ask me, can you DocuSign this for me? And it just gives me a bad vibe, like it reminds me of stuff Solar did. So not going to do that anymore.
No, he said don't. He said you got to get paid. He said wait. He said don't do anything until you actually get a check. You have to get something before you do anything. Otherwise, he's just hooking you on the line for stuff. And he said if you're not going to get paid for it, it's not worth it.
Is Solar's mom's deal with Chris, is that document going to be taken care of? Like, there's Russians that are going to be buying it out.
Yeah.
Is this the right people? Is it going to close, or is it the wrong person?
It's not the best person, but it's going to close.
I couldn't find anyone else. I know Solar told me that David, but I never got the phone. I never got it.
You were supposed to get it, and then his daughter just started bad-mouthing everybody, him, you, and he's like, tell me how you really feel, is how he was, like feeling when he was watching her just slam him left and right. I mean, she's got everybody convinced that like you were psychotic.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He's like, but he said, it's probably best to just kind of, move forward and start finding new people that you can trust, because he said, I don't feel I trust them. He said, I wouldn't trust them with my life. He said, like, Chris is part of the reason that he's no longer here, because he was supplying him with stuff. So you definitely can't trust him with your life. And if he's not going to pay you up front, I wouldn't do anything.
Okay. I've done work for Chris as well, and I haven't been paid.
Yeah, he said he will. You just have to keep after him and tell him like it's urgent that you get paid, and let him know, because he said he can always draw from something. There's ways that he can pull money, and he knows a way to do it. So like you just need to tell him. So there's pull money from wherever you need to, but like make it happen. I need to get paid. Is what you need to tell him. Because he always has access to money.
Okay. Does Solar hear me when I'm trying to talk to him at night? I'm doing everything possible to talk to him.
He said that he did. You were yelling at him and losing it, and he was there, like trying to kind of just console you. Just trying to tell you, like, I'm right here. And
I'm trying to talk to him in my sleep. I don't know what to do.
He said right now, that like he can hear you, and he has been around you. He's been trying to like get a response to you so that you can feel or you can see something. He's trying to move stuff too, so that you will know, like, hey, he's here. It's all good. So everything's. I'm sorry.
Is he the one messing with the lights? The lights around me flicker all the time.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, he sure is, and he's been trying to move stuff too, like so that if you see something like that a place, like that's him. He's been doing that.
My room's a mess, so I don't think there's much he can move that I would notice if it's a mess.
Yeah, but he has been definitely around you, and he's just like he's so sorry.
I would like to ask him if he could work with me to write children's books to help traumatized kids. I feel like I want to give him an opportunity to leave a better legacy and stuff we talked about before.
Yeah, he's like so smiling. He's like, oh my God, yes. Yes, that is the best idea that you've had. He's like, you will be so talented to do that. He said, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how to talk with him. I don't know how to talk with him to have him help me write it. I want to do it with our nonprofit and name it after him and leave a better legacy for him. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, he's like literally just in awe. Like he said, he said, Wendy, can you even believe this? Like I just told this woman that I was so cruel and horrible to her, that I lied so much and I hurt her. And not only does she say I love you and I forgive you, she wants to honor a project that meant the world to me. He's like, hell yes. He's like, of course I want you to do that. He's like, I'm just, for me being speechless. He said, I'm never speechless. I'm just like, he's just like filled with so much love. Like, you have no idea like what that means to me. He said, because all I've left is pain for everybody. He said, like, he's like, I didn't deserve you, and I'm just so honored that I had you. So he's just so happy about that, and he's just like saying thank you so much for being so kind to him.
How do I get him to communicate with me to help me write these books?
What you want to do is just literally, he's going to try to help you, like, channel him. So what you want to do is, like, just when you're ready to write, just take some deep breaths and just tune into your heart and just start writing what flows through it. And he said, because he's been trying to get you to hear him, and he hasn't been able to. So he wants you to know that, like, he appreciates that, and he definitely wants to do that for you.
I still plan on taking care of his kids, even his psycho daughter Lucinda.
He's like, I'm honored that you will do that too. Definitely.
Did they end up getting the life insurance that he left behind?
Wait, I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Did the kids get the life insurance policy he left behind? I don't know if they collected it.
He's saying yes, they did. They did.
I'm glad. Is Lucinda going to be okay, or is she worse off with drugs because of death?
She's going to be okay.
I still message her. She just never messages me back. I still try. I promised her I would.
Absolutely. Yeah, like she will eventually is what he's saying. He's like, she's not in a good place right now. He's like, none of you are. He's like, I hurt everybody. He's like, you have to know that. So he's like, I fucked everything up. He's like, I always felt I would have time to fix it all. He said it was like your worst nightmare to have hurt everybody that you love, everybody that you care about, and have lied to everybody. He said being on the drugs is, and he's like, he's not blaming the drugs, because he's like saying, I own it. It was me. I was just fucked up. But he's saying that, he's like, I just lied to everybody. And I hurt everybody. And so everybody's still like reeling from me because like I'm not around to blow smoke up everybody's ass like I always did and try to smooth everything over. It's like it all kind of dumped on everybody. And he's like, I made a mountain of a mess. And he's just like, there's nothing that I can do to like make that better. But he said that if you do the writing, he'll definitely help you, and he'll be honored to have you do that. That means a lot to him.
Is on the other side, does he see another way to help addicts besides AA that he can help me create and put out into the universe? Something would help him?
Yeah, he is saying that there are other ways. He's saying that there's special ways that you can design like programs that don't just like, because most of the things focus on just the fact that you're an addict, but they don't go deeper as to the reason why you're actually what you're trying to escape. And so he said, like, that's the problem. You can go to these meetings and talk about all the crap you want in the world, but he said the thing is, unless you're ready to change, you're not going to. And the biggest thing is that no one wants to address the issues, like what the trauma is that's causing you to need to escape.
Can he help me figure out how to create those programs for the same reason?
Yeah,
and what is it to help them?
Absolutely. Like he said that one of the most important things to do is to really like share like how easy it is to like get addicted. Like trying to share like what he experienced and what happened. And so the way to help is to share the experience that he had, and to even share his death, and share like even all the massive mess that he's left behind, like to show them. Like he said, it's like leading by example, but it's leading by example of what not to do. And that's what he feels will help. Having ways to really help people look at the way they're feeling. He said, like, people have to really get like into themselves, and they have to go within deeper to find out where the issue is, what they haven't fixed. Because we don't want to fix things when we get hurt. We run, or we just ignore it. And he said, you can't. You have to really, really face it. This is the no chance of getting out of addiction until you heal what's caused you to get addicted. And I don't mean the drug, like the emotions, the feelings behind it.
If he could help me help addicts and prevent it, I want to build something better than what's out there. I want to help him.
Yes, he's saying yes, that's what I want too. He said that's what I needed. He said let's build what I needed. Yes. Because everybody's different. So there needs to be a way that it can be customized to specific types of addicts. Like he said, nobody offers like a different program for different addictions, for different things. There's a way to do it for people who are addicted to drugs, for people who are addicted to alcohol, for people who are addicted to gambling, what have you. So there's different ways that you cope with it, and you can't just stick it all into one thing. If you don't deal with that underlying issue, then you're just wasting your time. You might as well just go have cookies and donuts.
Yeah, that's how I felt trying to save Solar.
Yeah.
I gave up towards the end. I knew I couldn't save him.
But you know what? Like he said that you weren't meant to. And so like he said, you hold so much guilt.
Did the drugs I found a bag of drugs that week he died. Is that the drugs that killed him? The stuff he asked me to give him back? I have this fear that it's my fault because I gave him the drugs back and it killed him.
No, he said that it had nothing. The drugs on their own are not deadly. It's the amount that he took that did it. If he had taken some and went light on it, he would have been fine. It had nothing to do with you giving it back to him, because he would have gotten more. He would have gone to Chris, and he would have gotten more. So it wouldn't have mattered if you had taken that away. He still would have died. So no more guilt. And either way, it's his fault. He's saying, I own everything on this. He's like, stop. No more could've, would've, should've's. Just what is what we gotta face. And
was he taking fentanyl? He knew he was taking fentanyl.
He did know, but he really thought he had taken that same dose before and he was okay. He thought it was a safe amount, but it was a different like, it was stronger stuff, like it was more of a dose. And so it was like taking double what he was taking before. And that he was incoherent about, like he didn't do it on purpose. He took the drugs on purpose, but he didn't do it with the intention to leave you. He didn't do it with the intention to die.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the way it went down. He's like, I don't want you to sit anymore and feel guilty or bad. There wasn't anything you could have done. You did everything you could. He said, I was impossible. I started arguments with you. I had temper tantrums. He's like,
he told me he didn't love me. So when he died, he told me, he got in my face and told me he didn't love me. And I called him a liar. He said he was sorry, but he had this way of just saying mean things to me, and I know it wasn't him.
No, it wasn't. It was the drugs talking, and you tolerated so much. He said, you need to know that, like, I was a shit show. I treated you and everybody else like shit. I didn't deserve any of the people that were still in my life. I had pushed everybody else away. And for those of you that were still here, he said, I took it out on you. And I shouldn't have. You didn't deserve that. The last thing that he wants is for you to feel like that he meant it when he said that he didn't love you, because he did love you. He was just angry with the situation. He was angry with the car, angry with sleeping in a car. He was angry with the money. He was angry with everything. Like, there wasn't anything that he wasn't angry about. It was just so much anger. And he said, I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted to escape it all. He's like, there's nothing like knowing you're a failure. And that's what he felt. He felt like he was a failure because he couldn't kick his addiction. He said it was just too hard.
We didn't view him as a failure. I didn't view him as a failure. I just wish he told me so I could help him.
Yeah. He was really good at hiding it. You know what I mean? He had mastered that art because he'd been doing drugs for so long in secret.
I always knew when he was doing it. He wouldn't look me in the eye.
Yeah. Said that, and you stayed. You're the only one that stayed. And he said, like, I was so blessed because, like, you didn't have any reason to stay. And you just, like, loved me no matter what I did. He's like, I've never known anybody that would do that when I hurt them day in and day out and lied to them and just did so many despicable things and blamed everything that was going wrong in my life on you, is what he's saying he did. And he said, what you need to know is that you made my life bearable. You're the only one I could rely on. He said, I could trust you with my life. And he said, and you are not the one that killed me. He's like, I died on my own hands.
But isn't that what his daughter's probably telling people I drove him to his death?
Oh, she's saying all kinds of horrible things. You're right. And he said, it's not true. And the one thing that you need to know is that you're going to tell your story. You're going to eventually get it out there. And your writing is like, you really can share your story, you know, in a separate book about what, like, living or in a secret relationship with an addict, like, you know, sharing all of the experiences that you went through, because He said, I know for a fact there's so many other people out there that are in a relationship with an addict that are going through what you and I did, something similar. Like you have the ability to get yourself out there and to get yourself heard and to share and help them. So you just got to figure out how to help you first. And then, sweetheart, you can help everybody else.
Yeah. That's all I want to do is to help people.
He's like, you help people every day in everything that you do. So you need to know that. And he's like, you're trying to move mountains and stuff with such limited things. And he said, like, you really are making a difference. He said, the best difference that you could make is to really have an amazing, successful life in spite of everything that I did and put you through.
Am I going to accomplish taking care of his kids and giving them security?
I mean, he would absolutely love that. He said that may be down the road that we reconnect, but he said, I don't see that right now. And that's going to have to be okay.
I just want the boys in my life again.
Yeah, he's saying that they do miss you. They really do. They just don't know what to think. And his daughter's really got a number. Like, they don't know who to believe. I mean, they know what they experience and they live, but she's trying to, like, rewrite history in a way that suits her. She was always very jealous of you.
I know, she hated him spending time with me.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that she actually knows that he was happiest with you. Things may not have been going well, but he was actually at his happiest while things were going worse because you were in his life.
But she told me that he used to talk crap about me to her. He planted those seeds.
Yeah, he did. She would lose her shit all the time. Well, why are you in a relationship with her? She'd be so upset. And then he got to be where he would just tell everybody what they wanted to hear. He's like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, that's what it was. It was just like I couldn't deal with all these feminine emotions coming through. I couldn't deal with my own emotions, let alone anybody else's. But he's like, there is, like, a bright, beautiful thing that's going to come out of this. And that's going to be you are going to help people. It's like you just have to know how amazing you truly are. I know that I certainly didn't tell you, and I'm telling you today. Because I was so lucky to have you in my life. And I'm so sorry that everybody thinks horrible things about you.
Is that why Calvin has never reached out to me? Because Lucinda tainted him?
She tainted him to everybody and tainted you more than anything. Because she basically blames you. She blames you that her dad's not here. And so she's lashing out any way she can. And it wasn't your fault. They said it was my fault.
If I start speaking my truth, though, aren't the kids going to hate me, the boys? That I'm actually sharing what really happened?
He said that you're not going to do it the way you think. He said you're going to do it like in a course, like a seminar, like something you teach. It's not going to be something.
That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
It's not going to be for like the whole public. And so no, they're not going to know. They're not going to have a problem with it. But you are going to get your story out there. And
I was going to start blogging.
That is a great idea.
I wanted to help with recovery for people in grief.
Absolutely. He's like, you will be amazing at that. He's like, you just got to keep moving forward with your grief and finding a way to make peace with things. And he said, making peace doesn't mean that you're okay with the way anything happened. It just means that you finally accept, hey, yes, it did happen. I'm aware it happened. I can't undo it. And there's nothing I could have done differently. Now we just got to go forward. And But that's what he keeps saying, is the key is to stop looking back, instead look forward. Because it's so much better. Like when you're in the car, you gotta look in front of you. You don't drive looking in reverse. And he's saying you're not driving, so but you know what he means.
I do.
But he loves you so much. Like he's so sorry. Like he just, can't express that enough to you.
Will I see him again?
You will. And he's like, you will see me in your dreams again too. And eventually I'm going to be able to really have some signs for you to see. He said, I've been trying to do birds still. Even when you're walking and stuff, I've been trying to do birds. And, hey, I'm here. I'm with you. It's like we're hiking again, almost. Minus the fun and the me and the mountain. But it's like hiking.
Yeah.
He adores you. And he just wants me to say thank you to you for just being so kind. So kind and so loving. He says, you have no reason to even communicate with me after everything I did, and to say that you love me and you forgive me, that's just huge.
I still speak to his mom and dad. His dad's really mad at him. I've been trying to help him forgive.
Yeah. He said, what else is new when it comes to dad? He said, I couldn't do anything right. Even when I did do right stuff, it was never his way, the right way that, that he would be doing it. So
his mom misses him a lot.
Yeah.
Is she ever going to be open to talking with Solar through you, Wendy?
He says that she will be down the road. Like it's still, they're still reeling from, not only did they lose me, but then they found out almost everything I ever told everybody wasn't true. I played off like things were so much better than they were. And he said now everybody's finding out the truth.
And his mom knows everything?
She knows just about everything.
She knows he was cheating?
His mom doesn't know that he was cheating on you, but everybody else does.
Oh, God.
His daughter just has made it her mission. Like she's on a hate mission. And
she was on a hate mission our entire relationship, and Solar never stopped it. He nurtured it.
He said it was easier than to just placate her instead of trying to correct her. He said, I didn't want to be like the dad. I wanted to be buddy. You know what I mean? I wanted to be her friend. I didn't want to discipline her or tell her, hey, knock it off.
What was it that drove Solar to drink? What was he running from?
He said that he was running from pretty much everything. He was running from work, from family, like everything. He was trying so hard to find a way to find peace. Like nothing would help him. And he said, the more I took, the more I couldn't handle it. I took on so much more than I could do. He said, and that's why nothing's sorted. Because I had on 10 different things going on all at once, and nothing ever got completed. Because I was always doing a little bit on this one, and I go to the next project and next one. It wasn't that I was necessarily running from one thing. I was running from everything, mostly myself.
I wish I would have confided in me. Was he?
He did.
The night he died, he was at a hotel. Was he cheating on me that night?
He says no. He was getting high.
So many scars from everything that happened.
Yeah, and you need to understand too that I was doing so much drugs that, like, 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't have even been able to cheat. Like, it wouldn't have been physically possible because he was under so much.
Was he doing drugs when he was with Kelly? Because I remember him being completely addicted. He wasn't high on drugs when he was with her. He was at the beginning, but not the whole time.
No. Yeah, I know, not the whole time. You're right on that.
So he wasn't being driven by drugs then to cheat on me.
No. He was being driven by greed because he was trying to get something from her.
Yeah, he got money from her, a lot of it.
Yeah.
He owes her $70,000.
Yeah. He did a lot of things that he regrets. Like he said, he messed up every aspect. Like the first thing that he said that he was running from was work, family, everything, but mostly myself. Like, so that that money part was definitely a huge thing because he needed to pay it back and didn't have it. I think it's not your job to fix my mess. He's like, it's your job just to accept I made the mess, and it's not for you to do. Like, it's not your work. Your work is to help others with healing, but you got to help heal you first. Then you can teach them how to do what you're doing.
I still want him to help me leave something better for him behind. I know it's not my job, but I still want him to help me write these books and these courses.
Oh, he's not saying no to that. He's saying, like, it's not your job to try to figure out, like, what work stuff that he screwed up or what family stuff he's done. He absolutely wants you to do the writing and leave a better legacy. That makes him happy.
So I shouldn't even bother trying to reach out to Calvin. That bridge is done.
That's what he's saying. Like, don't. It's not your job to fix anything else. If they wanted to get in touch, they would have by now. He's like, you don't have to keep like trying to chase everything to fix it. It's sweet that you want to. He said, but I've made things so much worse than you even know about. He said, you only know half the story of the things that I've done. He said, there's a lot of reason why people aren't getting back in touch with you, and it's not about you. It's about me. Pretty much screwing them over, and they're angry.
He screwed Calvin over?
He screwed everybody over. Like, he lied about so many things. But Calvin isn't doing it because he's pretty much been told, like, you're the devil, and that you were not in a relationship really with him, that you just think you are. And it's like, there's so many things that are being said, and he's like, it's just, I don't even want you to have to go through that. It's like, I just want you to go through beautiful, peaceful times. That's what you deserve. I know this was your life, he said, but you need to understand it wasn't a good life. It was good for us because you were in our lives, but he said we weren't good for you. He said all we did was hurt you, every one of us. He's like, why or when are you going to feel worthy that you deserve more than what you got? We taught you to accept so little and to be treated so badly that you're almost missing that. And he's like, it's really, really time for you to really know, like, everything that you did was appreciated and you were so loved by me. But as far as fixing things for everybody else, like, it's not your place, and he's saying it's not going to happen, even if you keep trying. Even if you write these legacy books and, bring in billions of dollars and you were to donate money to them to try to fix things, it still wouldn't make up for anything.
I'm not trying to make up for anything. I just wanted them not to have what he left behind as the last memory of him.
He said, I think they're trying to find good in me where it didn't exist. He's like, you love the potential of the good that I could be, but I rarely showed you anything that was good. And he's saying that he is sorry about that. Like, he's not trying to upset you today. He's just trying to really help you see that, like, this hasn't been good for you. You may have loved me and wanted to be with me, and you were so good to me. He said, but I was not good for you or for anyone. There's so many hurt feelings that he's like, it's kind of too late to like change that.
And you know, the universe is all connected. How is it too late if he can still do it from there?
It's saying that, like, as far as changing their mind about what a piece of shit he was, that's not going to change.
I don't plan on changing his mind for his children or his family. I'm trying to change the legacy left and the impact on the world. I think to finish what he wanted to do. The person that I knew. The person that would talk to me every night at the beginning about how we were going to help change the world and programs we were going to build and what we were going to do. And the kids were grown. He can still do that.
Of course he can. And he said he will help you with that. He just wants to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, that you're not trying to rewrite like
No,
because
I can't rewrite anything. He left such a fire in the dump stations. You can't rewrite that.
No. But he's excited about you doing that. He just wants you to do that and still have time for you. You know what I mean? He wants you to do some things that are fun. Like, you deserve so much right now. And he is so thankful that you want to carry through with that project. He said that means the world to him. It really does. And he means it when he said he will help.
How much longer am I going to struggle like this? I just don't see it end.
It'll never actually end, but there'll come a time when you'll get a little bit easier to deal with. And it will take till probably about April. You're going to slowly start to grow more and more. And you never ever stop breathing. And, you know, it's like surfing the ocean. And sometimes you're riding the waves, and other times the currents hold you under, and you're just struggling to breathe and get up and get air. And for sometimes there'll be nothing that happens. It'll just hit you like a wave. It just washes over you. But he said eventually, there'll be more days where you're on the surfboard and you're riding waves, and it's okay. And he doesn't want you to feel guilty about that or about ever having fun or moving forward.
I told Gavin I'd be there at his graduation. Is that not a good idea now, since I know now that they all hate me?
He said you need to do what you would do. Keep your word. If that's what you told him, and you need to do that unless he tells you not to. You know what I mean? You could always just reach out and see how he's feeling in that moment.
Okay.
But he's like, just know that everything that was said and stuff, it wasn't true. It was the truth I told them. So, like, he can't even get mad at Lucinda because he said she's telling the truth according to me. Like, everybody has their own truth with me because I wasn't telling anybody the truth. But he wasn't, he really, really wasn't planning on leaving. Like, he figured he had time to fix it all. His biggest fear is that you'd all end up in one room. Somebody would say something.
Is that why he didn't have me on Facebook? He was worried girls would reach out to me?
Yeah. He knew they would. He had a habit of promising the moon and then, not even delivering a star. So he's like, no. But he is saying thank you.
I know there was lessons I was supposed to learn from this experience with him to make me a better person.
Absolutely.
Does he know that Amanda took Kiona from the boys as well? She's moving to Georgia.
Yeah. He's not happy about the way things are going, but like he's not here to voice it. He doesn't have a say in any of it.
When Kiona passes, will he let me know?
Yes.
Will I see her again?
He's saying you will.
Is he okay up there? What does he do? Like, is he just at peace?
He is okay, absolutely. He said it's so similar to there that you'd be surprised that I do so many things. He's exploring and enjoying like the beautiful nature area that he created. You create your own little heaven. He's created a beautiful place, and it is peaceful. And then he has been around his loved ones here and seeing the aftermath of the destruction he's left behind.
I imagine my dad came up to him, kicked his ass in heaven.
He was not happy with. No. He wasn't.
He's spoken with my father.
Yeah. And your dad definitely has your back.
Has he tried coming through with you, Wendy?
Yeah, he's here. He said, I've been waiting patiently for you to ask. He's like, I'm here and I love you. He's like, what can I do to make it better for you, princess?
There's nothing you can do. You can help me with Sophie and my sisters that have anger and hatred still. Will you tell him I forgive him? I don't have any hatred towards him.
Yeah, he said that it's because of you and like your heart. And that's just what makes you such a beautiful person. And he has been around you. He's been around your sister as well. He knows it's really hard. They both do. They both know that you're really struggling. Like everything, in one moment your whole life was turned upside down, and it's like they just, kept flipping you around and around, and like you're still waiting for it to settle. And like it's every day there's more coming in. But you need to know like all of these things are not because of you. You're going to grow and be strong because of them. They're not meant to take you down. They're meant to literally build you back up and let you see that you are one of the strongest people out there.
I know I'm meant to help save the world is what I've experienced. No.
You will. I said you will.
Does he have Sister Sophie?
Does he have what? I just heard does he have and Sister Sophie cut out.
Does my father have a message for Sophie, my sister?
He's smiling. He's saying give her hugs and kisses and tell her that I'm proud of her and thank you for helping you. He wants her to know that he's really thankful. She didn't have to, and she really stepped up. And even though he knows it's not really necessarily what she wanted to do, but she did it because she loved you. And he's thankful for that, to tell her that everything is going to work out. She's been under a lot of stress lately.
Yeah, she thinks of him often. She's always talking about him.
Yeah, he's been around for quite a bit.
Be at peace knowing that.
I'm sorry, it's kind of cutting out with some noise and I can't hear you, sweetie.
She's gonna be at peace when I tell her that.
Yeah, she will.
She feels bad about how it ended in the end with the electric therapy and stuff that she didn't know about how he did in the end.
the thing is that she was actually right. It was just kind of like with him, it was an unusual circumstance. He said she has nothing to feel bad about or guilty. It's just like you. With the things that happen with Solar, you have nothing to feel upset or guilty about. You two are so much alike. Like she's holding all that in as if she could have changed something if she couldn't have. In a bigger picture, he said you two are amazing, but you don't have that kind of control to fix certain things that are just destined to be. He said that he loves that you both are so amazing, have beautiful hearts, that you'll help anybody and everybody you can. And he's just saying he's really proud of both of you, especially you, for going to a whole new state and to just literally uproot your whole life at one of the hardest times ever. And he's just saying how much he loves you both. Like they were those big hugs and squish her tight. He's like, you got this. You got this. You're stronger than you know.
I get angry at myself that I'm so strong. I wish I wasn't. That I would just die.
I know. That's not the answer, and you know that. Otherwise, you would have already done that. That's not the way to do it.
Oh, I've tried, and I know God won't let me.
It's not going to happen. He's like, so just stop wasting your time. He's like, he's like, you're meant to be here, and you will heal. You just got to allow yourself that space and grace to do it. I hope that this is kind of helping some. I hope at least. I mean, it may not be what you want to hear, but it's kind of what's coming through that you must need to hear.
Yes, it helped me.
Okay. Well, I have my parents are coming over for lunch, so I do have to go. I'm sorry. I was trying to get as much as I could for you.
Oh.
I know that.
Oh, I love them. My dad, I love him.
They're saying they love you, and they're both literally. Solar's just literally saying he's in awe of you and thank you. And you dad's saying, don't worry, I kicked his ass right proper. So they love you. Just hang in there, sweetie. And I'm sorry if I upset you with some of the stuff. I have to share what he shared. So it's not from me to you, it's through me for you, okay? I love you. Okay, bye-bye.
Rachel, you still there?
Yeah.